The smoke will soon settle in Renfrew County's long-term care facilities. As of March 31, 2010, the Bonnechere Manor and Miramichi Lodge will no longer allow smoking. The County of Renfrew has recently passed a motion that will ban smoking anywhere on the property of these two long-term care facilities. Until now, residents who were considered to be grandfathered in were an exception to the old no-smoking rule. But as of next March, that is no longer the case. Bonnechere Manor Administrator Shane Holke sees an inequality in the old rules and brought this issue to County Council.
We had more and more residents coming in, even though they knew that they couldn't smoke here at the manor. Once they came in and saw their co-residents smoking, they wanted to smoke. So at that point, I had to explain to them and to their families that they could not smoke on the property. They had to walk by the smokers and go out to the property line, which is approximately 100 plus yards from the front entrance. So as you can see, this is a very unfair situation, and I just didn't know how to deal with it with the family, so I sought direction from Health Committee and County Council. It came down to two scenarios. Scenario number one being that we banned smoking on the property of both homes for everyone, and scenario number two would be that we allow smoking for the grandfathered residents, which are 7 here at the Manor and 2 at Miramichi Lodge, but also include all the other residents that have come in after 2006 so that they could all smoke on the property as well.
Based on financial costs and liability, the county opted to ban all smoking anywhere on the property of these two buildings. One individual who will be happy to see the smoking go is Bonnechere Manor resident Robert Kingston. The 96-year-old former smoker feels that safety concerns outweigh anything else.
You shouldn't be smoking in a building like this where there's so many people sick, there's so many people on oxygen, and sooner or later there's going to be a big bang here with somebody outside with oxygen, and so that is my general opinion now, that it should be stopped. Yeah.
J.R. Jameson is one of the Bonnechere Manor residents who has been grandfathered in, meaning he is currently allowed to smoke in a designated location on the property. Mr. Jameson speaks out about how he got started smoking and what he will do once the new rules are in place.
Sort of innocently, and I didn't know I was going to start to smoke. I was with some friends one night, lads, so they offered me a cigarette, and I had never smoked in my life. But I was young at that time, and you're curious. And everybody else was smoking, so you ought to learn what they're doing. And that's how I innocently started to smoke. I don't plan to do anything. I feel, because this is a county-wide thing, I have to go along with it now. How tough it's going to be for me in the end, or in the process of stopping, I would say. Now, some of them says, well, they'll go off the property and smoke. Well, maybe some of them will, if you have a car. But in this puzzle pokey wheelchair, I'm not going way down to the line 3 or 4 times a day to smoke. I will quit. Now, it may be a difficult plan for a while, but I quit once, and I think I can quit again after a bit. It don't bother me.
But this complete smoking ban did not pass without some heated discussion at County Council. One of those opposed to the changes was Admaston Bromley Mayor Rayanne Briscoe.
The solution that was offered County Council, that was approved by a recorded vote, and I voted in opposition, was to ban smoking 2010 March for all residents and all staff, period, on the property at the County of Renfrew. I would tell you that the total population, most of the time at Bonnechere Manor and Miramichi in our county, is about 310 residents. We currently, and have had for some time, 2 residents, smokers, availing themselves of that program at Miramichi, and currently, right now, 7 at Bonnechere Manor. Now, the majority is always right, maybe, but the minority still has rights. Those people paid for, with their taxes, every brick that's in that place, every brick, stone, and everything that's there. And I think that what we're talking about has gone to an extreme that I think people are saying to me, not so many words, there's a wee bit of injustice here. Maybe we could use a little bit more common sense too, and make, and try most of the time to make everybody comfortable and at home as much as we can under the circumstances.
But despite the concerns of those opposed to the changes, Mr. Holke is confident that this is the right choice. He points to his experience with instituting these kinds of changes in the past.
I worked for many, many years at the North Bay Psychiatric Hospital, and smoking was an institution there where people had been smoking for 30+ years and going for cigarettes every hour on the hour. And we were able to do the same thing there. And when I left North Bay, all the patients in the hospital that had been smoking for 30 years were actually not smoking anymore, and there were no issues at all. So I don't foresee any great issues here.
As things currently stand, the area's long-term care facilities will be smoke-free as of the end of March 2010. And whether any further issues arise regarding this no-smoking initiative, it would seem that only time will tell. Jeremy Charbonneau, TV Cogeco News.